is on a mission. Depend money wall at the transmission. Who not like it, better make a decision.
Speaking of making money on social media, do you know what I found funny this year? Was whenever I approached companies, and I never listen, a lot of the time I was approaching companies, I wasn't even asking them for money. I wasn't. So, for instance, this chair I'm sitting on, I bought this chair, I want to say 3 years ago. I want to say it's 3 years ago. Could even have been 2. It could have been just before I started upgrading everything. The computers, the audio setup, the microphone, whatever it was. It wasn't a cheap chair, right? Sort of got the gamer's chair profile, but I'm more into it for the comfort. And it's made of real leather, all of that stuff. Right. This company was posting and bragging on LinkedIn about how they can't give away enough chairs, right? Like, they just been giving them to people, right? And I was like, okay. And the reason I needed a second chair was, again, I don't know if people have been following the channel on YouTube and stuff. I started filming YouTube videos indoors, and anyone that has been following me from day one knows outdoor was my aesthetic. I was always outside. So I'm like, I can't really move this chair from where it sits in the desk, because the desk is set up in a specific way. It's quite ergonomic, and it's also set up in the way it is for maximum sound fidelity, I guess, like basically clarity, so you can hear what you're hearing properly when it comes to like mixing and dealing with audio and music, right? The direction of the desk is specific, the direction of the speakers is specific, where the keyboard sits, where the monitor sits. The chair has to literally stay in a spot that puts you in a triangle, right? An equilateral triangle. You're in the center of the triangle, speaker there, right? This is how this thing works. You don't really want to be moving this chair back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I said to them, I'd quite like one of your chairs. I'm already a customer. Here's my email. You can go and check. Now, I bought one of their most expensive chairs at the time. So I'm like, there's no way they're gonna tell me no, right? They told me they're short on stock and blah blah blah, and they'll get back to me in like 2. I was just like, you know what? I've become so used to it now, right? When they're taking your money, no problem. When it's time to sort of talk mutual exchange, or the same thing, that's the thing, they would pay someone to sit in their chair and pretend that they use their chair, and this person's just going to do what they do and then just keep it moving. Me, that would actually use it on a weekly, daily, whatever basis, you're not giving me one. I was like, cool, fair enough. So that's why I got the idea to sort of put my branding behind. I'm like, I'm not advertising a fucking chair from a company that wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire. Like, nah. And obviously I'm not going to throw away my chair because I spent money on it. So yeah, that's why you don't even see the microphone I'm using, for instance. Number one, that's not my aesthetic either. I don't feel like I could put the microphone down and you could see it, and it's got the setup, and that's not the way I like to do things. I've got a reflector. So, okay, let me just say this real quick. My setup is very, very, very simplistic, right? I'm from the school of, again, remember I used to shoot outdoors. So it used to be natural light or nothing, right? So I've always had a minimal profile of just carry what you need and nothing else. The camera is clearly dead straight, dead in front of me, right? That's on a tripod. I've got a screen on top of the camera just so I can see where I am relative to the frame. I can also look at my monitor for my computer, which is here, right? My computer is connected to my camera, is connected to my computer. That's how that works. I have a light. The light is on very, very low. Like, it's almost not on really. And that's just to make sure nothing is like concealed in shadow. And I've got a reflector over here. that. So the light basically bounces off that and it lights this side of my face. If I take the reflector down, actually, why not? Here we go. Not that much of a difference, right? But you can see the shadow on this side. I just wanted to sort of get rid of that. Normally when I shoot, again, because I shoot outdoors, I'm used to having natural shadow. I quite like shadow, but for this I was like, nah. See? You see that, by the way? It bounces off it. So you get more light on this side. But yeah, don't move. Right, so, but that's out of the shot as well. Like, again, why do you need to see that? You don't. I got colored lights, and these were lights that I had long before I ever filmed. This one is like just my mood light that I always have on. So I have that, and I use that to sort of separate me from the background, right? So you can see there's a distance between the background and me. If this light was off, it looks flat and terrible, right? Like, it just looks like I'm squashed up next to the wall. Like, there's nothing to separate me from the background. Doesn't look bad. This actually looks more like a daylight setup now that I've turned off the color light, right? Because that's what this light is. That's what I use this light for, to sort of give it a daylight balance. Then I have a colored light, which I got for, I think it's either Christmas or my birthday. And that just, it's a bit far away. It should be closer, truthfully. But that's just to, yeah, you can see it giving it a little, just to keep things interesting. This you can change, doesn't have to even be as strong as this, but yeah, you see what it, oh, that's what another thing it does. It's sort of like, it behaves as like a key light, so you can see the lines of my head and face better, or distinguish them better than, yeah, see it? See the difference? And that tells you sort of, yeah, separates me from the background quite nicely. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much as you see. This is not even like the best of the best, most expensive microphone. I won't say what brand it is. Again, I'm not being paid to sort of endorse anyone's stuff. That, and if you ever approach these companies, they seem to always have the same stink attitude, as if you have to be an influencer. And I'm like, you do realize I would be using this thing weekly, daily, weekly, all the time. I'm someone you could always literally come and ask, oh, what did you think of this? And I would happily supply that to you in video form, photo form, whatever it was. I would literally, if it's a product you use and you have, do you know what I mean? Like, you always have, you have a rapport with the company. It's not, it don't feel like it's work. I don't feel like, oh, and a lot of the time, like I said, what I was asking them for was not money. I just wanted a relationship with them where if I needed this thing, they'll give it to me, right? And the reason they'll give it to me is because I will give them X, Y, and Z in return. I'm not asking them for money. That, and they literally have stock that they give to people. They pay influencers to appear to like their stuff, and they ignore people who actually would use and like this stuff. They crack me up. They do crack me up. They make me laugh. Another company, which was a microphone company, right? And this was when I was deciding that I wanted to sort of level up my sound in the music thing. Like, I was realizing that I was always using the same microphone. So I was like, same microphone. It's about revenue generation. I feel you. I hear that. But they're gonna get lots and lots of pretty much cheap advertisement out of me because I'm not really after them for money, right? Whereas they have to pay these people to show their product. They have to pay these people to seem engaged with their product. They have to pay these people to pretend they like their product. You're not even getting into whether they actually enjoy it or not. It's more of a professionally, I'm gonna have to find there you go. See what I'm saying? Whereas organic, so what Fro was saying about having a smaller following, but you can make money from that because people know that, yeah, this is something that, so this is what I was saying, right? Let me get to the microphone company. You're gonna love this bit. So I've been like, I wanna change the sound. How do I change the sound? One of the simplest things to do is you know, change the gear. And I'm not even a gear person where it's like, oh, it's the gear that makes all the difference. No, no, no. But if you're using the same microphone all the time and you use it in pretty much, there's only how many different ways can you use a microphone? Near, far, somewhere in the middle, to the left, to the right, sideways, but the way it works generally is the same. So I wanted a different microphone to the one I have. So I was like, I spoke to this other microphone company, they're a British company. I was like, I love that. And this was when the whole Brexit thing, and you're having to pay these stealth taxes whenever these companies send you stuff from abroad. So do you see the price, say the price is £100. It turns up at your door and then it comes with a tax ticket on it saying you have to pay this extra duty, whatever. Oh my gosh. So yeah, a lot of people are getting stung by that. So I was like, British company, great, this is good. This is who I am, this is what I do, da 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 da. And they were like, oh yeah, we're very impressed with that. Great. Okay. Send me some of your microphones. And in return, what do you need? This is what I'll give you, because I had something like, my reach was 10, maybe 20 times what theirs is, right? And they were actually paying people to use their stuff. And this is another thing these companies do. They just send it to famous people, hoping these people will pick up their microphone and do something with it. So that's dead stock that's never getting used, right? Anyway, then it became, they pretended they didn't see my email. And then they replied to I'm like, how could you not have seen my email? There we go. I called first. I said, you send me an email so I can reply to your email. How did you not get my reply? Anyway, they came back like a month later and oh, are you still interested? I said, yes. Then this is when they turn it into, we're thinking of loaning you the microphone. During this time, when they were telling me it's not possible for them to give one to me, because remember, they normally have stock reserved for like these magazines and stuff like Which magazine and all these technology magazines. That stock does not come back to them. It doesn't. You send it to them, they take it, they do their write-up, whatever. There we go. They tried to rent a send to you. All right, hold on. Here comes the nice bit now. They're gonna rent it to me, they say. They ran a competition after I first spoke to them. Literally, like the next day. I speak to them today. Tomorrow they ran a competition. The winner gets the microphones in question. All they have to do at that point is nothing. They just have to enter the competition. What's the competition? Like and follow us. Like the post and follow us. I'm thinking, this person is gonna win your microphone and you're never gonna hear from them ever again. Like, so you can give away a microphone for that purpose, and they didn't even get that many followers, truthfully, right? They did the whole tag 2 people. I was like, anyway, I have that in my back pocket thinking, all right, you're still gonna try and tell me they're gonna win the microphone and sell it. Or even if they win it and use it, there is no obligation for that person that's won this microphone to tell anyone jack shit. They ain't gonna tell no one nothing. However, if someone's approached you and they've shown that they're interested in working with you, of course they're going to be happy to talk about the microphone. From time to time, they'll be happy to show it to people. And they'll be happy to field questions about it. This is when they were like saying to me, we're going to lend it to you, right? Think of it as we'll give it to you as a loan, but we want regular posts. We want this. We want to be shown in all of your Twitch streams. We want, like, is it worth it? I don't know, man. I got it for free, dog. These lot were dictating to me like they wanted, I think it was like 10 different types of content. I said, listen to me. I said, that doesn't make sense. So when people see the microphone on my stream, and then, you know, whatever, a month later they ask me a question about the microphone and I will no longer have the microphone. Like, that just doesn't feel right or make sense to me. Like, so what are you expecting me to do there? What, lie? And I was like, yeah. And that's when I was like, you know what? It's best to just buy the stuff you need, the stuff you don't need, work without it, and don't endorse nothing for free. And I won't. I'm not doing it. So yeah, that's why you don't see like the microphone. You don't see. Do you know what I mean? as far as much as possible, there's no branding on show. What you can see the stuff on my bookshelf and stuff, but that's because that's, you know, I put it there. Whatever. That's different. Everything else, exactly. No free marketing out here. None. I feel like it was sort of sad / disappointing because, again, these were brands I was interested in having a relationship with, or it's a brand that I've spent money with before. I'm like, why would you say no to someone who was your customer that now, like, I can speak very, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the usual influencer tosh where it's like, well, you're probably paid to say all of that. Like, you know what I mean? With me, it would be a bit more organic, and the stuff I was speaking to them about was about it being organic. I could tell a story of how I chose my first microphone, why I'm now choosing this microphone as opposed to, like, yeah, it's like, cool, all right then. And yeah, to be honest, man, like I said, after that, I'm not really interested in it. Like, just as a concept, unless someone approached me with a very worthwhile offer, I want nothing to do with showing off people's products and stuff. Yeah, nah. I've learned that much to know that, yeah, it's just not my thing. Samsung, actually, yeah. So my mobile phone, I don't have an iPhone, clearly. Even them, they were the same kind of thing where they've got like a team set up, and they're like, oh, let us know if we can help you with anything. I was like, okay, you can bust me on a new phone then, innit? Because the one I had was, before I got it repaired, Myth. These men were like, oh, yeah, we've done all of our, you know, philanthropy for the year and rare. So why are you asking me if you can help me? What were you planning on helping me with? Like, what? These are the things that make me never want to spend money with companies like that ever again. I'm just like, you know what? You lot all have this, you suffer from the same affliction. When it's time to get in your pocket, they want to engage with you and love you like there's no tomorrow. When it's time to sort of, you know what I mean? Like, give something back. Oh, no, we can't do that. I'm thinking, oh my gosh. And I'm the one person that I will turn my back on a brand forever. I haven't used an iPhone in years, and it was because of what they did. Right? If there was a viable alternative to the drone company I use, I would be using them. Because, yeah, they man violated as well along the way a couple of times as well. But, yeah, that's what I've learned from this year. I guess I'm not cut out for, I guess, working with brands on products, because the minute I see you want to sort of be a cheapskate, or you would rather pay someone to give you an empty, soulless sort of push versus someone who actually cares about your product, who could actually explain it to people who are interested in your product, who is actually, you know what I mean, like those people that have a true passion for you, you're gonna push them away and just, yeah, weird. And when small companies think like that, that's even worse. I don't get it. The minute you try and compete on that kind of platform, to me, you're setting yourself up to just waste a lot of money.